Welcome to Core Concepts from Dent Gaming. Let's see this build. Hey guys, what's up? I got another build for you. This is Peekaboo. Hands down, one of my favorite ACs to use. It just fits my fight style so much, and that's what I designed to do. I was like, what do I like to do the most? And the answer was, well, I like to just run away and shoot people from behind cover. I think it's funny. I don't think there's a single build in my repertoire of builds that has that tactic down better. Let's go ahead and get into it. So on the arm unit, I am running a bazooka. I actually love bazookas. I think they're so much fun. I have a recent joy of bazookas. They just slam into enemies, and it's kind of fun just to watch them hit and just to watch their impact just absolutely skyrocket. It's fun. And the Majestic is, as far as bazookas go, pretty freaking good. Both these are in the thousands. Reload time decent. The only bazooka I like more than the Majestic is actually the Javelin Alpha. Mainly because it's better at being a bazooka, and it has just a slightly worse reload time, but 1/10 of a second. But if you can get them when they're staggered, dude, this Javelin Alpha nails them. 220 for a direct hit adjustment. That is insane. Anyway, but I couldn't quite get the two to fit, so I wanted both the same bazooka, so I actually went with two Majestics. You can squeeze on, I believe, one of these Javelin Alphas. Oh, no, you can't. Well, I have squeezed on one of the Javelin Alphas in one of my variants. It's possible. You can do it. But I went with dual Majestics just to keep my other statistics up. Like I said, though, you can modify it to get the other bazookas on there. I'm using the Iuli 6D. Not a very common weapon to see out on the field, especially if you play multiplayer. You just don't see this that often. This thing is a little force field generator. And you can't really tell by the little video, but it does slowly creep forward. And when your enemy hits it, it does do some stagger damage. I think it's 640 for impact, 455 for attack power. Yeah, I was going to say 700 impact, but 640, that's about right. Little known fact, you can actually fly through these. So it works whether you're approaching an enemy or you're running away from an enemy. So that is kind of fun. Definitely something to keep in mind if you want to play a little bit more aggressive. You can fly through that. You won't take any damage or stagger or anything. It only affects your enemies. I personally think they need to make them a little bit bigger, or they need to make it to where you can shoot through them. One or the other. Like your enemies can't, but you can. Kind of like you can shoot through pulse armor, but you can't do it with this pulse shield, which is super weird. Anyway, that's just my take on this. I think if From Software did that, this weapon would be absolutely used a lot more because it is a lot of fun to use. Anyway, backing up my little shield generator, I've got the VVC 70 VPM, which are the vertical plasma missiles. And these things, I don't think these things need an introduction. They're heavily used in ranked from what my experience. They come down and they will absolutely nail a target or a group of targets in PvE, but they are awesome in PvP as well because you fire them, and then not only do you forget you fired them, your enemies sometimes forget you fired them, and then if you can get them staggered and get them hit, also if they pulse armor and they hit right before the pulse armor goes off, that plasma will still affect the AC inside, which is a little known fact about plasma. But anyway, that is the main battle strategy on this, is to build stagger with the Majestics, or you can also, if you can get your opponent to run into the Iuli 60, you can also shoot them and punish with the Majestics. So main battle strategy is to build stagger with one of the three other weapons and punish with one of the bazookas. That is the main battle strategy. So as far as frame goes, we were running the Mine Beta, not going over why I use it. I go over that way too much. Melander C3 Core. Now this was an interesting choice. It did get a buff in 1.07, but I mainly used this before the patch because it's actually a pretty lightweight core at 13.7. I didn't really realize how light it was until I put it on this build, and its defenses are incredible. So like the kinetic and explosive defenses are actually incredible on this for how light it is, and the AP is not so bad either. It's got good stability. This is one of the most well-rounded cores in the game, in my opinion. The only core I think is that's a little bit more well-rounded might be the VP40S. But as you can tell, like, it's basically tit for tat, and it's a little bit heavier. I mean, they're both really good. I really like them as middleweights. Anyway, so knocked her higher arms because I really need my bazookas hit, and it has the best firearm specialization in the game at 160. Lammergeier legs because I wanted to do quads because I didn't want to have to stance up when I use the bazookas, because that mobility is key when you're a quad, in my opinion. The only way mobility isn't a key is if you can build stagger really fast, so it doesn't matter if they're hitting you, because if you're hitting them, you're gonna win. But if I hit is a very big if, because the bazookas, high mobility targets, they're not gonna hit them. They're just not gonna. And if they're mobile enough, I have taken this into PvP. I've got a couple wins with it. It really seemed like the ranked environment, a lot of people didn't know what to do against this build. But honestly, a really fast, close range AC is this thing's biggest weakness. It just can't keep up. But anything that's like not in my face, yeah, I can definitely cause them problems and issues. But anyway, like I said, definitely just went with these for the not stancing up during the fight, because that would slow me down too much and take away from my mobility. Boosters. I'm running the big QB thrust boosters at 22200. Highest QB thrust in the game. Sure, the reload time's not that great. Sure, I probably could throw on the Alulus and save some weight, but my E unload does take some hits right here, 35-20. You know, I've gone back and forth on these, and I like how much faster. I know it's only a slight increase on these at 222, and this one's 2165. I do like how quickly these get me out of the way, but I also like how fast these let me go on without QBing, and I like that my QB reload time goes down. Honestly, I'm running the NGIs right now, but you can run pretty much that or the Alulus. That's just my take on it. I'm just running these for now. Talbot FCS because I am running missiles, so I need that 103. I am close range. I can do mid-range with the bazookas, so those are all important stats, so I decided to pop those on there, pop that FCS on there. VP20C, I know you guys are expecting me to say this. I'm gonna say it. It's a nice little generator package. It just is. It's nice and lightweight. It's got a great little package here. Anyway, that's enough of that. Pulse protection. This is super weird. Not everyone knows how this goes. So pulse protection, you emit a force field around you, and that allows you to pass through. You can actually shoot through it, but your opponents can't. It's a lot of fun if someone keeps pushing you while this is out to just go in between the walls and just be able to hit them without them being able to hit you. Because at close range, if you can make your bazookas hit, you're probably going to win the stagger race, and you're probably going to be able to punish. So it's a lot of fun. Also, it seemed like I was using pulse armor for almost everything, and I wanted something a little bit different. And this just seems to fit the fight style of the AC a little bit better. Sure, my opponent might run away from me, but that's fine, because if they run away, that means my stagger build's going down and we're going to reset anyway. So I'm fine with it. That is the build. Let's go ahead and show you guys what this thing can do. Come here, Freud.
Main system activating combat mode.
Boosted into that one. Whoopsies. Whoopsies. Boosted into that one. Alright guys, share ID on Peekaboo is going to be RMTPGKH6AP86. I had a lot of fun using this big giant robot to blow stuff up. Please like and subscribe. Thank you and goodbye.